And your ass ain't talking your way out of this shit.
No. I just want you to know how sorry we are that things got so fucked up with us and Mr. Wallace. When we got into this thing with the best intentions, really. I never...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration? I didn't mean to do that. Please, continue. You were saying something about best intentions? What's the matter? Oh, you were finished.
All right.
Oh, well, allow me
hey,
to...
Royals. We're back with a deck tech update for you. The Squire and I have been cooking real hard with this guy. And we're happy to present you with this beautiful, wonderful deck. What we feel is quintessential ice aggro for Jarl. So I have Squire here with me.
Yo, what up?
And we're going to go through the deck tech with you, followed with quite a few games we got for you guys to kind of kick us back off into Jarl gameplay again. Alright, so the first obvious inclusion that I'm sure you guys see is the Quickdodge. This is what we needed. Like, I can't tell you how excited I was to see a legendary footpiece for a Guardian. You could ask Squire, been asking for this forever.
What do you mean? It's just generic, bro.
Yeah, well, I'll take what I can get. But it's lived up to its expectations. This card's very good. When I originally looked at it, I thought it was just a 2D react. But then I realized that you could just add it to the chain over and over again. And, yeah, pretty great. It's what Go Tall decks needed.
Yeah, and, like, it still amazes me, even in Talishar, like, people CNC and you put this on the stack and they're like, that's legal? And I'm like, yeah, man, like, you're not playing it. You're activating it. Like, CNC's whole text is, like, circumvented by... like the text of this, so like it's definitely worth the money.
Yeah, and it seems to be going down. The initial hype prices kind of dwindled a little bit on it, so it's getting there for the power level of this card. Like, it's like $80, I think, maybe less now, $75. It's pretty worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. The one everything else looks pretty standard from the list that, like, you know, you guys have seen us with. The one that you're probably going, oh Lord, brother, here we go, is the Spring Tunic. I'll let you start off with this one.
So we were very much against this card in the beginning. We were like, yep, Tectonic is the way. It's got to be the way. However, as we go through the deck, you'll know that there's less and less regular Guardian cards in here. Important to note, we do still have Tectonic in here. It is in the sideboard, and it is necessary still for some matchups. And however, long-term value, Tunic is the answer. Being able to pummel Frostfang with a blue in your hand, that's the baseline. Like, there's also some pretty crazy shit you can do in this deck just off of a Tunic. I mean, Tunic is a free Icequake on top of your attack at a minimum. I mean, you'll see in this gameplay video that you'll see some pretty nutty shit going on just based off of a Tunic counter.
Yeah, and
so
not to interrupt you, I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring up, like, the simple math that we talked about. And that's, like, you get 3 block total out of this piece right here. Like, and it's another pitch outlet, so that's not to be understated. It discounts the Guardian stuff. But, like there's less and less of that that is going on in here. There's a lot of generics. So if you think about the math, every 3 turns you have a resource up, and that usually equates to 3 block from your hand that you're able to get. Versus with Tectonic, like you usually had to pitch into it, and then like for the generics, you usually had to IP yourself and not block to be able to get like Frost Fang, Command and Conquer, and like a Pummel Play or even an Ice Quake off. Like it was really starting to take its toll, and like there's still like the Lord said that there's so many matchups to where you still run Tectonic. And I think that's what makes our list unique. And yeah.
I think thinking about it this way, Tunic is more of an immediate payoff. Tectonic is a card that you have to set it up. Like if you want to scroll down real quick, to pulverize. This is a card that already requires setup for you because you got to heave it. Like bro, you're very seldom natty throwing this at people. I mean, you can do it and it's fun, but like most of the time you're setting this up. Let's be honest. And then because of that, like having 2 blues in your hand is infinitely easier than having 2 blues and a red in your hand. So that's where Tectonic comes in, and then not to be understated, like Tectonic is 3 block. Like the Seismic Surge has payoff with the Roiling Fissure card. Like this card's good, and it's only going to get better with the new Guardian set coming out. They've already the couple cards they did reveal already show that Seismic Surge is getting support. So this card will probably end up being back in the main board eventually, but as of right now, the Tunic value to immediately have that freed up card in your hand on that 3rd turn it's just too good to pass up, unfortunately.
Yeah, and like there's been like so many cases to where Tunic even synergizes with Summit. Like I brought this up to you before in the gameplay we're gonna see, but there was a turn in which I channel Lake Frigided and I'm like, man, like I've got a blue and a red and a resource floating. That's 1 short, and I'm like, wow, I have a Tunic, so I can get 6 value out of my Summit, whereas I wouldn't have been able to over here with this, unfortunately. So
right,
it's very matchup dependent. The deck works with both, so you don't have to break a leg or anything to get a Tunic by any means if you're still on the Tunic hate train. Like, but as far as as long as long-term value goes, like Tunic synergizes with what this list is trying to do.
You guys are looking at like what we feel is the most optimal version of this deck, and the price tag definitely reflects that.
Yeah,
it is not a cheat deck anymore. That being said, this deck's strong, man. Like you're gonna punch somebody in the mouth with this deck, and they're not gonna know what to do about it. And this deck surprisingly blocks well. You can pivot to very hard aggro at any moment with this deck. So this is what we feel is Ice aggro is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So this is Unga Bunga mode.
Yeah, this is like that's what I would call this. This is the optimal way to play aggressive ice beatdown. Like, because your late game is like worse than like other decks that are like, have like just a ton of 3 blocks. Like we were running a bunch of 2 blocks. Like the onus is on you a lot of the times to get there. But the deck
can do it.
Yeah, 100%.
You can 100% do it. Like, you'll see in these gameplays, some of these new aggro decks, dude, like Syndra, you just dunk on them. You take that Flick Knives and they just fall flat, bro. They're just taking it on the chin every turn.
Yeah.
You throw a couple of frostbites on them, they don't know what the fuck to do. So you can definitely get there in this deck.
So I guess moving into the deck, like there's a bunch of the stuff that you've seen before, like the changes being we added the third pummel, we took out one of the unforgiving unforgettings because like as we both can attest to, 3 was starting to clunk up the hand a little much, and we wanted to make room for the extra pummel and 2 Shelter the Storms. I know you're going, oh god, another $80 generic.
Jeez, these RCG boys, they got money now.
Yeah, no. Like,
no.
It's just, you know, with the way the meta is going, with the way that they've worded Flick Knives with Mask of Momentum, like, and especially with, like, Flick, like, applying Mark and stuff like that, Shelter is, like, it definitely is a mainstay in most decks nowadays. And, like, you'll see it during the Arachnid game. Like, he, like, was able to swing 3 times with daggers, and I just sheltered the storm, and like, instead of having to block with 3 different cards, if I wanted to, I could just discard this and go, well, thanks for wasting your hand, basically.
Important thing to note is that card, you can sub that card out. You that one, if you don't have these, which unfortunately I hate to say, you should probably get them eventually, but Calming Breeze came out in the same set as rare, like a quarter, maybe that, just as good, arguably even a little more flexible than this card, like, because you can instant it out from your arsenal. It doesn't block, which does suck because it's an instant, but it does the same thing. The text on here, it blocks the next 3 instances of 1 damage, and it's an instant, so you can play it with that mode from your arsenal. So like it's a trade-off. It doesn't block 4, obviously, but that is a viable alternative for you if you don't have these 2 cards. So just throwing that out there for you guys who are a little more budget conscious.
Yeah, and like it's absolutely true. Like most of the time, like you'll see in the gameplay, so sometimes I use this for the 4 block, but literally during it was one of the games, I forget which one, I literally held on to this, and like it was basically a calming breeze in my hand that I was like, they're gonna swing daggers at me and I'm not gonna want to block, so I just want to prevent the next 3 instances of 1, so I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So calming breeze, absolutely a good substitution. Obviously, you need Roiling Fissures. Prisms are popping up in the meta more and more nowadays, and especially on our Summit-centric list. There's 2 ways that game's going to go down, okay, in my playtesting. Either you're going to beat the brakes off of them and the game's not going to go late, or the game's going to go late and you're going to have to get over an ALS loop. And this is going to be how you do it. You're going to have 6 pitch in your hand and the Tectonic plating to be able to get rid of, if you're hard locked ALS, get rid of them both, and then hope that you have a 2-cost in arsenal that you can swing at it, or just getting rid of the ALS in general, like just resetting it. But this has been the most efficient way to do that.
Mm-hmm. Important to know, you need to set it up too, but you'll have time.
Yeah.
They're going to loop you infinitely, so you have the perfect time to just try and set this up with the 2 cost in your arsenal.
Yeah.
To clear the angel out after this.
Moving on, we were at 3 Hypothermia, we went down to 2. I felt like 2 was more than enough, like just to be able to force them to take an off turn. 3 is 1 too many 2 blocks, and unless you have anything else to add about that, like I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's just too much inherent go again on things right now. Not a lot, like Fang gets fucked by this card, but other than him,
Brutes,
yeah,
but they have
the ones you're
scabs.
worried about. yeah, and Brutes. Most of the like actual meta decks that you're gonna see though, have inherent go again on them, and that isn't affected.
I guess one thing
Bye.
we can add is like I didn't think this would have any applicability into Ninja, but this turns off Kadachis, bro. And like I didn't realize that until you brought that up to me.
Yeah, that's pretty strong in Ira.
And then I think the last change, what we cut was 2 channel mount Eisen.
Yep, down to 2.
Felt like 2 was enough. Like if you were gonna end this with an end game, like this 2 would be more than enough.
Yep. Also, too, you want to scroll back up real quick. In my last deck tech, I talked about Frostfang being a substitute for like Weakest Link and all that. I retract that statement. This card is way better than those. Like this, the fact that Jarl can give an opponent a Frostbite just for playing this makes it good. However, when you pummel it, now they have a Frostbite and they lose 2 cards from their hand. Maybe more if it's a redline deck. I doubt it. They'll probably discard the card, but like, you know, a man can dream. And then on top of that, you can Ice Quake this card.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's 2 Frostbites in the late game. I've had way too many good times with this card, being like Ice Quake, Frostfang off of a blue, give them 2 Frostbites, threatening a 3rd plus a discard. This is a full block. Like, they need to block this card if it's coming in the late game. And it has the same effect, in my opinion, that like Weakest Link does to those kind of heroes, but for every hero.
Right. And
so it's a 2 block. That sucks, but it's worth it. It's an offensive card, 100%.
If we had the room, I would definitely put a 3rd in here. But
yeah, it's that good.
Trying to think. Everything else is pretty much the same. The sideboard, obviously we talked about the 2 shelters. Your 2 blizzards are down here. We brought up Roiling Fissure. You know, whenever new goes away, like I would be more than willing to change snag to what's the one, exposed to the elements. Like I would change it to that 100%.
If you guys don't have snag, because I know this card's creeping up in price, that's probably what I would choose, is exposed.
Yeah.
And those come with the armory deck, so.
Yeah, easy include.
All right, Squire, explain the spice.
All right, so we were on AB3 before, and to free up room, I was sitting there, I was thinking, well, you know, you have the Earth heroes, and among other things, that are like amping their arcane damage to 4. I'm like, we have Heart of Ice, that's AB1. Like, what gets us to 4? And I'm like, it's not always turned on, but Arcanite Skullcap. We're playing a deck that inherently wants to trade HP for tempo. So at some point you're going to be lower life than them, and like once you are, you can just like, and they have you know, their amp out. You can just AB4. You have more than enough blues and seeds that like no amount of arcane should really ever threaten you, as well as Shelter from the Storm or Calming Breeze, whatever you're on. And in the pertinent matchups, this blocks 3, which is just as good as Tectonic.
And like you said, you're going to be trading light. You're going to be alternating life totals. So as anybody who's been playing this game a while, back when this was like the quintessential headpiece, you know how to trade life out to get the value out of this card. So like it, and you're gonna be taking damage in this deck. Like you will see it in this game, like where you look at your hand and you're like, "Yep, taking whatever it is, because I need to get this off." And that if that puts you below the health threshold, guess what? Now you get a free 3 block, honestly. So it's good. A good alternative to the crown, even, although you'll miss out on the combo potential with this deck without a crown, but this is still a good, really good headpiece.
Yeah, and the more we've been experimenting, the more we've realized that our arsenal of head and chest pieces has gone through the roof. Um, because
Yeah.
as the matchup guide that we're including in this dictates, like everything changes based on matchup. Like there's not one matchup where like anything stays the same. Like you mix and match based on what you're facing. So, yeah, I'm a full believer in this card. I ran it in my Riptide list that I shared with you guys, and honestly, Riptide don't have any blues like Jarl does. So if it can work in Riptide, it can work in Jarl.
Yep. Good old trusty all in ice cap. Heart of Ice still there. That card's goat. Like it. Yeah, like the rest of this is pretty standard par for the course stuff. Tectonic comes in whenever you play a Pulverize. Yeah, like it. And like Squire was saying, we went through some trouble here and put in the matchup guides for you guys in here. What we've tested and actually have found and successful in the matchups that are necessary. We'll be updating it more as we get more diverse matchups. Unfortunately, Talishar has been cursing us with prisms and cursing them with playing a Jarl as far as like Syndras and Fangs. And so an important note in our matchup guides is what to target. That's one thing I haven't seen in a lot of Jarl lists that have matchups. They don't put in there what you should be prioritizing target-wise, because that's a big deal in this. Like, matchups are won and lost on the fact that you've stolen a piece of their equipment. So it's important to note, because like your hero's blank text until you have an exposed zone. So it's important to try and prioritize getting a piece of equipment, even if that means taking damage. So just important to note, this is an aggro deck. Like you're taking it on the chin. And go ahead.
I'm just gonna finish off what I was about to say was, and with the matchup guide, you're often gonna note that we are going well above 60 cards into a lot of these matchups, and like this list, as far as cost wise, runs low to the ground. So you're burning through so many of your cards, whether it be by blocking, playing them. So you need the card density that the sideboard offers. Like there's so many games that I'm running this 60 and then throwing in like another 6 cards based on matchup.
Honestly, I feel like it's pretty rare that you're running a straight 60.
Kano.
If I'm being honest.
Kano. I think that's it.
Swapping out other reds for blues.
Yeah. But yeah, like, do you have anything else to add? I think we've pretty much summed it up.
No. I think we should wrap it up and bring it to the gameplay, showing we're the truth.
Yeah. So we got 3 games for y'all. 2 of them were wins. One of them we had a fun Bravo. Fun being quotation marked, if you can see me.
Quote fun here.
Yeah. But we hope you all enjoy, and guess we're signing off here. Tell us what you think.
Thanks for watching.
How are you recording?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Arachne matchup. Crown should be good, sufficient. We're going to be blocking more, so we're going to bring Tunic. Just test it out. Part of the new list. E-strikes, shelters, definitely applicability snag. And that should be good. We'll run at 66. So this is pretty good. Turn 1 we can imposing. Why didn't he have a leg piece? Put on his tunic. We'll go ahead and just seeds right here. We do into a bunch of non-attacks, so we need to mitigate as much of this as we can. We will get stack value here if he decides he wants to react. This is fine. I think we'll give him the gauntlets here. See if he gives us a reaction. So yeah, we will channel Mount Eisen. Pitch 6 for to swing 4. What is going on? This is Battle Warden. We are coming up on Tunic right here. So we'll just give him the Stalagmite to frostbite him up. We'll give him 3 here and prepare to snag. We're going to take 1 here. Yep, okay. So we don't even have to Tunic to do this. So we will just swing CNC, threaten the pummel with the Tunic counter up. Just go ahead and go ahead and frostbite them. They'll do their Tunic in response. Justin Nick is fine. He did get a CLF. Sucks, but okay, we will channel the Lake Frigid. We don't even have to Tunic here. And then, yep, just swinging a Frostfang for 8. We have to keep a tracker because I've been testing this to see how long this sits at 3 without us using it. Okay, let's see what random-ish we get. Interesting. Okay, so to keep CLF around, we're actually going to use the Tunic here. The Ice Quake Swing Summit for 9. Keep around our Command and Conquer for Arsenal. Decisions. So there's no way we're keeping around the Channeling Frigid for 3. We don't have the pitch outlet. So we will Winter's Bite, targeting them. They pitch that, so we have the inertia. And then sure, we will Mangle for 10. We're going to take away their Tunic. You draw into another CLF. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this because they started out without any leg pieces. Sure, I'll take one. Four requires at least a little bit of block, so we can block here. It's tough to say here. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, because this is attack action card, so we're good. We definitely want a CLF. Chest. And we're going to save this Winter's Bite for a follow-up turn. I feel like it's going to come in handy. This is one time where I'm going to take a little bit of damage. And they can't flick right here, so we're going to try and just get max value out of the hand. So first we can Winter's Bite. Chest. Target them. Then we're going to E-Strike for 5, go again. Into Tunic Mangle. So a Mangle for 8. They're just going to elect to take the damage. Understandable. Got a pitch for that. What do we got in here? Alright, they got Leave No Witnesses, which is fine. We can get back the Oak. Discard the E-Strike. And then seeds out our Oak. And then we're just going to throw 7 to keep up pressure. Drew into another oak. I'm just going to go ahead and shelter here to prevent all this. Okay. They draw a card off that, which is fine. We'll just keep eating it up. Just keep eating it up. There's a marked hero, so they're going to flick this. Two, 5. I like the hand. Sure. Draw a card. Just gonna take it. We get an Ice Quake, it's unfortunate. But we're just gonna return a Frostfang for 5. Make them cover it up, or they take it. Either way, we're getting a card. We do draw into a pummel hand here that we're ideally looking to arsenal. That's cool. And then sure, we can just sink below. Not sink anything. Swing Summit for 6. Threatening Frostbite on hit. Arsenal our Pummel for hopefully the follow-up. We have so many DBX right here that I am A-okay. Taking it. And then we're going to sink this Unforgiving. Hopefully into something good. That's something. It's not terrible. So just swing Summon again. Keep the shelter in hand. Put a block of ice on their head. Unfortunately, this is just Swing Summit again. We're waiting for an attack action that we can apply. Yeah, he's probably gonna... We're just gonna DB-act 4. I'm good with it. Swing Summit again. Because ideally, hopefully, we have the counterplay in hand to any flick shenanigans to give us all the blocks. Oh, this would be great. It's tough to say. We could just throw 7 here. Just gonna go ahead and give him this. This is fine. Now we are obligated to just defense react this. And then go ahead and get our value here. And we now have our CNC pummel play. We just have to hope that we get what we need. You play it on your next turn. Okay, that's fair. I don't really care because I don't think they can play any of it. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. Play it. Are you playing a block card? We'll have to see how this interaction works. Go ahead and block 2 here because we're going to set up Spinal Crush and Arsenal. That's fine. He does have an Arsenal, so that's cool. We can go ahead and CNC grab the Tunic Pummel. Pummel it. Yeah, it sucks, but we have another pummel play in mind, so we're just going to take it. This disrespect. Pummel it. We got his card with that, so that's cool. We will pitch to do this. Gonna plop the Blizzard in Arsenal. Go ahead and just freeze him out of his turn. I don't know, not sure what he wants to undo here. We do have Tunic up. We just want to keep up the maximum amount of pressure possible. Gotta plop the snag in Arsenal, ideally. Yeah, we could probably just put the pummel in Arsenal. And we are rewarded for doing so. He doesn't have his flick knives anymore, so unless he has a way to mark, I'm okay with this. Sure, we'll snag here, because we can. Take one. And then we can make use of our full hand. We can channel Mount Eisen. And then Command to Conquer, see, Pummel. Bring him down to 2. We will go down to 5. I guess we can just send Mangle. Doesn't feel right though, does it? But we need to get 3 cards out of his hand. So we will hold on to the Crumble. Threaten Pummel. See if he gives us the entire hand. And we have game point. GG's opponent. Look at this one, we got a Bravo matchup, which is fairly interesting. So we're going to run Tectonic, the Crown, Shield, all of it. Putting the Roiling Fissure just in case he's on Aura Bravo. No Pulverize because we're going second. Snags for his Pummels, Shelters, E-Strikes, and running about 68. Interesting. Next Guardian attack is a great place to use +8. So I think throwing the Thunderquake is correct here. I think it's absolutely correct to throw Thunderquake right here because of what he's threatening. Depending on what it is, we could definitely see ourselves using a lot of equipment right here. We would have looked like geniuses if we had gotten our Roiling Fissure. Interesting though. I haven't seen many people playing this card. Take 5. Put the E-Strike in the arsenal. Just 6. So I kind of want to cover it up and then sink this Oak and Old to the bottom of the deck. We can Tectonic here. Save the E-Strike for another turn. I am curious where Bravo is in the meta now with Viscerai gone and Enigma being oppressed. If you think Bravo could make a comeback right now, like, for sure drop a comment down and let us know. Like, we've been experimenting with some lists, but I don't know how usable it is. So it appears he drew a whiff of a hand on that Towering Titan turn. This hand would be goaded. Are you gonna pummel this? You could very well pummel this. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Count your blessings. Let's get rid of the... Yeah, that's an E-strike, but... Might as well get the value out of this. Defense react. Keep our life total up since we know what we're playing against now. And let's just Icequake a CNC. They don't have an arsenal, but... Or we could save the CNC and throw Mangle right here for more numbers. Yeah, let's just throw Mangle and we'll come off Arsenal, but it's fine. Into these CYB decks, you really want to threaten life total. And this should make it to where they can't even throw the hammer back. Nice, and now we have Oakenold pummeling it. So in order for him to realistically cover this up, he's gonna have to give us armor, which turns Mangles online and Frozen to Death, which we're pitching right now, but. Talishar variance has been kind today. We'll see what he elects to do right here. It's a hell of a lot to cover up. I think this is a bug by Talishar. I should be able to choose which order the triggers go to, but it's fine. I guess we can E-strike for 5, go again into... Depending on if they block or not. Winter's Bite to get a card out of their hand. They do have Tunic up. So I am going to elect a Winter's Bite right here. Make them use their Tunic. And then I'm going to Arsenal the Snag. Target the opponent. Go ahead and proceed to end phase. Arsenal the Snag. We have the imposing play. We're gonna have to take some damage at some point, so just that. Okay. Interesting. So I want an imposing right here. Get this, put it on his Tunic. And then ideally we want to just pitch the Tectonic and pass. Keep the Frozen to Death. Since they're giving us all the time in the world. And then we can sink away the CNC. Wait, no, wait. I don't Oh, how? Yeah, sneak away the CNC. Okay, cool. It worked out. Slightly panicking right there. And then frozen to death. Reveal the crumble. Get that tunic gone. Group the math just a little bit more. And we're turning our weapon online with this play. Yeah. Interesting. We can go ahead and Tectonic into, I guess, over pitching for Summit. Clear this hand. This is fine. Probably gonna block on the next thing he throws with Stalagmite, just because we've gone through several turns and we haven't seen a pummel yet. We'll start making our thing come in for numbers. Yeah, okay. Just keep pitching into weapon, swinging it. It does have an on hit now, so he either respects it or he doesn't. He's only got 2 count your blessings left though, so. Interesting. I am tempted to seeds here, and then, yeah, I'm gonna seeds and just start throwing big numbers. Wait, cancel. Just keep throwing big numbers. I think so far we're winning the fatigue game, but I could be wrong. Okay, something big's coming. Okay. I think our economy play here is 6. Yeah, I think we block like this. Pulse. Swing Summit again. Both his Roiling Fissure's gone, that's good. He's gonna have an arsenal. So I'm gonna like to take 4 here. And we have Command and Conquer with Pummel up. Running the Remembrance. Very interesting. That's our second pummel. That's our second pummel. Man, we really don't have a play here. If we block anything, kind of sucks. So yeah, we're just gonna elect to take it. Throw a big number back. He'll take 2 off this. It's fine. I'm just gonna elect to take it. Make you full use out of the hand. And now he's got to decide whether or not to take this CNC for 9 or not. F5. Send the CNC. He's got to pitch 3 for this, which is fine. Yeah, sure. Oh, and he's remembrancing. Okay, that's fair. This is tough. We have CLF online. So I think you almost have to take that, right? Or do we do this play? Swing Summit for 9. And pray we're not going to get ass blasted by something. Gotta pay a lot for that. So 3. And a shelter. Which is fine. This comes in for 6. We can D-react and then Frostfang. Tectonic, Arsenal, the Terra Sunder. It's close, but not quite. Go again on this one. Send another Frostfang. Frostfang. This is Anthos for 6 again. So unfortunately we have to seeds. Do it like this. Swing 6. Arsenal of the E-Strike. Interesting. So now we can do this into Anthos again. That is interesting. Here, here, here. It's unfortunate, but we can return some damage. Sure, swing 7. Two crippling crushes. Yes, we have one left, so might as well get the value off of it. Threaten the pummel. What do we want to D-react here? Making sure the imposing, we didn't get what we needed, it's fine. Three, 4, 5. See if he pummels it. Sure, we'll see if this kills us. Block 6. Cold snap. Refresh. We can Tectonic. Swing Summit. Doesn't feel like it's going our way, but we'll have to see. Block 4. Swing another 6. Plant the snag in the arsenal because he's got to be running at least one pump. We've seen most of the deck, though. We're not getting much use out of this. Five, he pummels it. We would live. Okay. Just keep swinging the weapon. Basically have to respect it. Probably means he has a crippling crush. Okay, cool. So we can prevent 5. Swing 6 again. He has equipment and life advantage, so he probably wins here. We will take the buckles. Oof. We're running out of block cards in the deck. And that's GG's. Good games to the opponent. So into 5, we're gonna run Tunic, all in Ice Cap, obviously the shield, E strikes, and Shelter the Storms, and should be able to ship it like that. Oof. Alright, well, I think the move is to crumble, put it on the Mask of the Pouncing Lakes, and then heave this Thunderquake. And just like that, we have our Natty Oakenold. With Pummel play applicable. We're just gonna, we know what we got in our hand. We're just gonna Frostbite them. Make them have it. If he chooses to break that right now, so be it. He ain't gonna kill us. Just give him the 4. Even better for us if he breaks that. Yep, take 1. Yep, we made him break it. And I know this sounds crazy, I'm going to take this. Because we're going to get his whole hand, and then some. Oaken. For free. Then we're going to pummel it with the Blizzard, save the seeds. And just like that, it's like we're back at turn 0. Here we're gonna do just block this. Do the Thunderquake. Then we're gonna Arsenal the Channel Lake Frigid. We're just gonna go ahead and give him 2 Frostbites. to negate his value off that. We'll take 3. We will shelter the Blaze Headlong. Are we okay taking 3? Yeah, we're okay taking 3. Sure, 2. Here you go. So, CLF. And 3, 4, 5. We can actually get a summit swing off here, I think. With Tunic, which is insane. And give him the Frostbite back. This hand we can E-strike into Frostfang. We time walked his turn. Go again. Frostfang. Says you will give us cards. We could potentially finish the game right here. Yeah, so we're just gonna elect to take it all. We've got Channel Mount Eisen into Mangle for 10, dominated. Yep, do your worst. Phi is not real. Yep. This should be GG's. He's going to have to give us the rest of the equipment, but he's going to eat damage. And we get his Dragon Scalers. Unless he does that. But he's got to pitch for it. Yep. This is basically useless to us. Sure, give him a Command Conqueror. And we're getting 2 cards out of his hand. So, let's swing it. We can block with Pummel here. Take 3, and he's going to give us his hand. On his legs, so we can't move. Coming for 9. Yep, whole hand. Throw another 9 on a Spinal Crush, Arsenal of Sink. His D-React. We'll sink the Hypo. Are you there? This turn we'll do Winter's Bite. Targeting the opponent. Then we're going to do a Frostfang Arsenal of the Blizzard. We can E-Strike, go again. Go 6. GG's? Yeah, good game, opponent.